I think you get it. I think you know what bullying is at this point after going over all those examples. So now let's talk a little bit about what to do. Again, the reason I chose this book was because I think the kids did an amazing job at standing up for bullying. Number one, I love how they did it themselves. I mean, Pete didn't hurt anyone, so it's not like it was an emergency to go tell the teacher. And so the kids just handled it themselves, which was great. I love how they did it so respectfully. So Ralph, he wasn't mean. Ruby did get mad and she was not very nice, but Ralph saw that and kind of told her to take a break. And Ralph was quiet, calm, and what he said made a point. He said that we don't do this. And if you notice, Pete listened. And that's what happens. If we stand up for ourselves by actually standing up, looking the person in the eye, telling them how we feel, what we need, what we're about in a calm, positive way, it gets way better results than screaming at someone. Because when we scream at someone, yell at them, call them names back, it just makes them want to get back at us again. It's called a revenge cycle. So, what are some things that we can do if we go through the checklist and we find out we're being bullied? Well, let's talk about that. One thing you could do is ask a friend. So at this point, you guys are old enough where a lot of people have been bullied or they have been picked on. So ask someone in your friend group, have you guys ever been bullied? Have you ever been picked on? What did you do in that situation? Did it work? That would be your first step, is to just ask for advice from somebody. You can also ask an adult. There are many adults around the school. Find one that you trust and ask them for advice. You don't necessarily have to have them fix the problem for you. You could just say, "Hey, I'm really struggling with this situation. Do you have any advice for me?" I did that today with Miss Puzio. I knew that I didn't want her to solve this problem I had. I just wanted her to steer me in the right direction. I could have asked her to solve it for me, but I didn't. She just gave me the confidence and told me her views, and I told her mine, and she was supportive. So you can do that. You can ask for an adult's advice, or you can ask them to solve the problem for you. Like if you try to solve the problem and it doesn't work, or if someone's being violent or physical, definitely have an adult get involved. You can also find a group. So what that means is bullies are less likely to pick on you and target you if you have a big social circle. So if I'm hanging out at recess with a bunch of my friends, no one's going to come up to me and just start calling me names and picking on me, because I have this huge group with me and they're going to back me up. So like, let's say you're getting picked on specifically in at recess, or specifically in music, specifically in PE. Make sure that you're around groups of people during that time. Stand by the teacher during that time. Have people around you giving you support. Let's see. And then the other thing that we've talked about in the past is using humor. So I'll give you this example I give every year. I had a 5th grader 2 years ago now who was getting picked on all the time by these boys in class. They would act like she smelled bad. So they would like move away. They'd hold their nose. It was so silly. She didn't smell bad at all. She was in my office all the time. They were just being really, really mean. So I taught her all these things, and she chose to use humor. So what she would do, they would start teasing her that she smelled. So she would start smelling her armpits in front of them and laughing and being like, "I guess I do need a shower," and stuff like that. And everybody started laughing. They thought she was really funny, and it ended really quick. Because the reason people bully is because they want a reaction from you. They want to see you upset. They want to see you get mad. And if that's not happening, like she was just laughing, then it gets boring. It gets old. So they'll stop. Just remember, if you do stand up for yourself, to do it the way that Ralph did it. Calmly, stand up straight, Be respectful. Tell them what you need them to do. So like, I need you to walk away. I need you to stop calling me names. I need you to stop looking at me and laughing in the corner. Tell them what you need them to do. Tell them how it's making you feel. Make sure you stand up for yourself in a positive way. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going. All right. So those are some things you can do if you are being bullied. Ask a friend for advice, ask an adult for advice, get help from the adult, find a group of people, stand up for yourself, or be funny about it. So the next thing that I want to talk about a little bit is why people bully. This is pretty important. The reason that people bully is it's different for everyone, but it's usually because something's wrong. So, for example, in our book, Pete was not happy. He's coming to a new school. He used to be bullied. He was scared. A lot of times, bullying comes from fear. Kids who I've worked with in the past who were bullies, a lot of times they were being bullied at home by their parents or by someone. An older brother happens a lot, an older sister, that happens all the time. So then they feel like they need to do that to other people. The reasons people bully are endless. We will never really know. Some people feel left out, and it's the only way that they can get attention. So everyone's different, but just know people aren't just bullies because there's a reason that they're doing it. Everyone can change. So someone who maybe bullied this year could be the kindest person you could ever meet next year. So people can change. Please know that people have a reason for their ways, and try your best to work it out. But if you cannot, always get an adult to help you. So that's about all I have for you guys. Now that you have the checklist, you've had it throughout the years, you know what bullying is, you know how to deal with it, you know why it happens. I guess the last thing I do need to tell you is that, and I did mention this earlier, it is in our handbook. If you are bullying someone and you are caught, we do have to have you most likely have some kind of disciplinary consequence. We don't take bullying lightly in this district. It is in the handbook if you want to look at it. So just please be aware of that. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this little lesson. Thank you. Have a great day.